What's up, guys? My name's Doofus Mcdooface, and today I'll be breaking down the 4 new Masterminds. The first thing I want to let you guys know is if you're going to play them in Classic, you do have to purchase them. You're going to go to Shop, Playstyles, and here's where you'll use 5,000 Orange Essence to buy them. I also brought Shadowings, very high elo, at one point ranked #1 elo player, to discuss them with me. And without further ado, let's start with Kingsguard. Unlock the Kingsguard. If activated, you receive 2 income and start the game with 2 of each king upgrade. My first thought on Kingsguard, when I first heard of it, was it sucks, right? I feel like just having the king upgrade, since you don't get the income from doing it, and you only get +2 income, it doesn't seem that great of a play style. But after watching Shadow play a couple in the test server, I could see where it could be useful for any direction where you're like over pushing and don't care about early king damage, or if you're sort of playing the chicken game where like you go Kingsguard and your teammate goes castle and you're just trying to get to the late game. What do you think about Kingsguard, Shadow?
I mean, I think your perception is correct. Like most people see that mastermind and say, okay, that's kind of bad compared to the others.
Yeah.
But it's mostly because like there's never been a mastermind that included Mithium into it. So
True.
you can't really evaluate, right, what really 120 Mithium does to you. So you need to really just think a little bit outside. Is like, does my opponent want to long save me since I have king ups now? If they do, can I match them more easily? It's really in terms of pressure that you need to see it, like what opportunity it gives you rather than what it gives me individually. So it's just a different perspective, and I think it just requires time. I do think that with 2 income, it's a bit strong, but as I said, it's just a question of time before we really know what's the strength of it and not.
Yeah, and I totally spaced out, to be completely honest. When I watched you guys play it, I saw there was 2 attack, 2 AoE, 2 regen, and then I saw what they released from the patch notes, and I thought that they nerfed it big time. But now that I'm reading it, it literally still is. It's 2 king attack, 2 2 king AoE, and 2 king regen. I really didn't know that until right now. I'm reading it and my mind like comprehended. So yeah, it is actually 120 Mythium, right? Yeah, 40 times 3. Holy moly. That is a lot. I didn't even think about that.
But yeah, it's just Mithium is a different resource that you need to think about differently. And like since it's the first time, people are gonna say it's bad at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna play with it, and they're gonna try and find stuff with it.
Yeah, like the bankers, these things suck. And then you got people complaining, these things are too strong. Yeah, I guess another way you could play it is with like Fiesta as well. Because like,
Yep.
if you're just like, okay, I got Kingsguard, you got Fiesta, we take some early king damage, who cares? Because we've already got the regen built in, and we've already got attack and AoE, so like, the damage is going to be minimal.
Yeah, and I think the region is a big thing with
Mhm.
Kingsguard because normally like people leak big and then they do 2 region. Well, you already have the 2 region now, so you don't have to do this kind of region. So you're kind of saving 40 Mithium there. So it's just a question of perspective, I think, for this mastermind.
Yeah, and you could actually sort of long save in addition, because like you said, like you already have those regions built in. So where normally you take some king, you're down to like 80%. Then you're like, I kind of want to do a regen. You don't really have to, right? Because it's already built in. So you could just be like, okay, we take a couple king, and then we just keep saving because we're regenning the whole time anyhow. So it does give you that sort of that mental defense. I don't know. I'll try playing it, but I do feel like it's like a castle, and although I play castle well, I don't play it a lot. But I think that's Kingsguard, and maybe we'll like rank them at the end or something.
Yeah, at the end is good.
Let's go with Champion, because I think this is probably, I mean, Megamind too, but I think Champion is probably the best one, at least from the outlook. Mastermind champion. Once per game, permanently grant plus 8% attack speed and damage reduction to a fighter. And it is 8% damage reduction, right? Or do I have that correct? Okay. So yeah, and you can do this at the start of the game. You could do this at the end of the game. It's just like having a Legion spell, pretty much, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So it works exactly like Divine Blessing. You place it, but you keep it if your unit dies.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this one's gonna be absolutely busted, and just because of the worker push. Like I played Jules in Classic, and he used it later on a massive Kingpin. And it was like okay, like it looked cool, but I feel like if you used it early, that's where it's really powerful. Like actually, he did use on a Sakura the following game, and I feel like that just lets you push way harder. You could even. Here's my thought. What if you do it on like a Bone Crusher or something like that, where you are already like super high workers? What if this allows you to go not 6 workers, but 7 workers with something like that? I mean, having 7 workers when your opponents have 5 or 6 early is massive, right? That's my thinking, but I mean, we got to see how it's used by most people, you know.
I think you've touched it pretty well. Like this is the perceived strongest
Yeah,
because when you see it, you say, "Ah, I can carry with this,"
exactly.
and it it's very dependent on the unit you put it on.
Yeah,
Like currently, where it seems to be way stronger is when you have a Growl into a tier 6.
got it.
Then you can put it early on the tier 6. That's currently where it lies the strongest. Um, there's conversation around Gate Champion early game um,
Yeah,
because of the damage reduction.
that's true. Yeah, I
And
didn't even think about putting on a T6. I
and
think
if you don't
wow.
have that, they default down to the tier 5s now. So we're
Yeah,
taking Azaria,
and
we're taking Nightmare,
Nightmare. See, that's
taking Berserker.
yeah. When I first saw the Mastermind, I'm like, oh, so we're gonna make like the true God Doppel, right? Starting Nightmare, put it on him. You've got that Butcher, and it's just gonna scale like crazy. But I didn't even think about a Grarl into a
Mm.
T6.
But I like your reasoning with like certain units like Crusher. The
Hmm.
problem with that is that with how the game is viewed, like it's not early game centric, especially with the new workers.
That's
So
true.
this means that if you put it on the Crusher, well, what are you going to do approaching the mid game with that Crusher?
Yeah,
So it's way more useful on that tier 5 or that tier 6,
yeah.
um, or that specific case of Sakura.
Yeah. But, my idea could work well. Like if your teammate is Cartel, right? And you're just like, let's just destroy the early game. Because
Oh yeah, definitely.
if you get a big enough lead early, then that mid game won't matter. But yeah, it absolutely could be risky if you're like, okay, let me put champion on a green devil and just hope we have such a big lead early that it doesn't matter that we kind of suck. Our
It,
champion unit kind of sucks in wave 11 plus. Yeah.
it can definitely make or break the game.
Oh
Like
yeah.
this like is a risky play, but it can make you win against higher rated players.
Yeah.
So it's just a risk if you're willing to take. It might be heavily rewarded.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Think we broke down champion pretty well. It'll be interesting. I mean, I'm gonna make so many videos of like the true champion god Doppel.
Yeah, we all see the taglines
Yeah.
coming on.
Unkillable champion sovereign. Right? Maybe sovereign will be good now. Right? Well, let's not go too far. Double. please, please buff Avenger and Sovereign. Double lock-in. This one's gonna be pretty busted too. Like, I mean, it is exactly what it says, guys. Right? Double lock-in, 1 income, and you lock in 2 fighters of your choice. I mean, this has already been implemented in Classic, so now it's just in Ranked. Yeah, like Classic with like special modes. There's just so many combos like Pyro Egg. I mean, I guess you can't really Pyro Egg as easily in a rank game, but Poto Mask, Nightmare Butcher, POTA Steed. Right, I like Steed sometimes. I think this is gonna be pretty strong. I didn't even probably the most doofus one of all. You got Angler Steed. All the people just going overbuild early game with double lock and Angler Steed, waiting to get to the mid game and just push hard. What do you think about double locking? You like it?
I think it's one of the riskiest mastermind that the dev implemented because it affects multiple elo range differently.
That's true.
So high elo, you're gonna see double lock-in mostly used into early game combination. So you want to compensate your lack of income with high push
Yep.
potential. So you're thinking Casket Seedling, Priestess Mask. Those are probably the two I'm thinking right off the bat in terms of pushing power.
Yep.
That easily compensate the one income. What this does is that if you're in the mid-range elo, so we're talking about 2k to 2.6, I think 2.6 is a bit stretching it, but in that range, you might have a player that only plays Mask, and then you'll have to play Mask every single game,
Yeah.
which is
Awful.
not really good in terms of replayability. Um, and then in low elo, that's very good because you can learn easily. You can go for a certain strong combination, play around that combination, and you don't have to think too much. You can specialize in a certain build order. So it's very good for learning. So you have something that's very good in low elo for learning. You have something very problematic in the mid-range elo where people are just going to pick 2 units
Yeah.
and play around those.
Yeah, just POTA mask
And
every
then
game.
elo, which are going to play risky, high push. So it's going to be very hard for the devs to really balance it out because they still want replayability. So those combination needs to be really well monitored.
Yeah. I guess my thought is like when I like think of like double lock in 1 income versus like lock in 3 income, it seems like playing lock in is just completely useless now. Do you agree with me at all, or is that crazy? Because I feel
Two,
like,
two income, two income can make a huge difference. Like,
but like getting a second unit you want is just
yeah,
like, because like,
that's why it's important to have your 2 units being very good early game so that you can snowball all of
yeah,
it.
because like,
You cannot take like a very late game centric
yeah,
combination and hope you get something to manage the early game. You
yeah,
need to ensure that early game with the double lock-in.
yeah, Grarl Gates, although it sounds great, might not be the best call. But I don't know, like,
There is one other thing though,
what do you got?
is that double lock-in. You've touched on Steed Angler,
Yep.
and you're already thinking about Suicross.
Oh yeah, of course.
So in the past, Lock-in Angler was a safe bet, but now you are guaranteed to have that Kingpin on 5.
Yep.
Eh, it might break a little bit that strategy because you ensure every single game you're gonna get your Kingpin on 5.
Yeah.
So that can be a huge difference maker in the strategy.
So more Sui Cross. Okay, I'm gonna write that one down. I like that. All right. Well, that's double lock, and like you said, that one's gonna be interesting to see like how much it does it get abused, right? Because I can already think of like when I first started like going up the elo ranks, I would see Faker play POTA nonstop, right? Faker would play POTA nonstop. I'd see a lot of like higher elo players play Flower nonstop. But now, if Faker wants to go like POTA mask, right? He just might. It might be worth that 1 income if
And
you're just so good with it.
he got very high elo with just lock-in Poda. So imagine double lock-in Poda
Yeah,
mask.
yeah. I
It's
mean, it's
definitely possible to see that.
and then you're just so annoyed. You see, oh my god, I have to play Faker. I'm sending POTA mask every game. Oh my goodness, just pretty annoyed by it. But it's gonna be interesting.
So yeah, so that's why I say like the devs really needs to keep in check those combination with double lock-in and evaluate if it's really worth it to keep in ranked.
Yeah. And just to go back, just to clarify, you do not get any income or any gold for champion, correct?
No, that is 0 income.
Sweet. Okay. And the final, possibly more busted than champion, maybe the best, because it's just a free gold. Megamind. Unlock the Megamind Mastermind playstyle if activated, plus 1 gold, and picks any other random mastermind. So it's chaos, but for masterminds. Except you only get that mastermind for the whole game.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking YOLO. I'm thinking YOLO with 1 extra gold is just so broken. Or cash out, right?
Yeah,
And you
it's a
get
cash
cash out Sakura, and now the nerf they did a couple of months back doesn't affect you. You're 4 workers or whatever, 3 workers with Sakura, without that snail or anything. It's gonna be nasty.
But yeah, I mean, Megamind is like the reason why people are gonna press Megamind is to get that cash out.
That's true.
It's because it's a huge threshold for cash out.
Yeah.
It means that 200 gold unit will get an extra worker at the end. 250 also. So all those round numbered uh, openers will get that extra worker.
Yep.
So
No more
it's the
99,
huge threshold.
49. Yep.
But it's one mastermind out of anything. So you need to be comfortable playing with the others. The extra gold doesn't really change anything for the others. Maybe YOLO in certain openers, but they're
Yeah.
very rare.
Mhm.
It's mostly cash out. But yeah, it's mostly I'm comfortable with every mastermind, and I just hope I get cash out for all those openers it develops from there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like, I know you talked about low elo, mid elo, high elo. It'll be interesting to see if like low elo like takes a risk on it, or mid elo, because you are right. This is like YOLO, but on steroids, right? I mean, you literally have to be okay with playing any combination of units with any mastermind, right? But it does have
Yeah,
that advantage of 1 extra gold plus the mastermind income or gold, whatever that mastermind so be. Champion with plus 1 gold. Right? That'd be
yeah. I
nice.
mean, it doesn't open up really anything in terms of pushing power, but it's really just with cash out that really makes a difference. But still, 1 gold can make a difference. Like someone leaks, oh, I get the extra gold to push or
Yeah.
something like that. So
So you're really feeling cash out is just if you get Megamind cash out, you're just feeling like you sort
yeah,
of
yeah. I
are
think
in the
it's the
driver's seat.
best.
Okay.
Like if you pick Megamind and you got cash out, you say, I've got a good game now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. I mean I know I thought of like cash out will be like pre-nerf with the 1 gold Megamind, but I don't know. I guess I
Yeah.
saw it more as YOLO, just like, ooh, what am I gonna play? You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, people in the letter, that's gonna be the excuse, right?
Yeah,
But someone that plays it regularly, like, will be very happy when they get cash out
that's true.
because of those thresholds. It's the only mastermind that hits thresholds currently with that.
That's fair. Yeah, I can just see Papaya just. I can see a lot of high elo players just spamming Megamind over and over. Like that's the only place they could just play that playstyle the whole time because yeah, if you're comfortable with everything, why would you not want 1 gold, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Until you get lock in, single lock in, and then you're like, I mean that's if I ever do a tier list, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think lock in now that there's double lock in, I think lock in is 100% the worst. But that's for another video. So we've got Kingsguard, Champion, Double Lock in, Megamind. Just for shits and giggles, what is your favorite and what is your most not favorite?
So, okay, my favorite's no surprise gonna be Kingsguard, but that's not the perceived one.
Yeah,
The perceived one is the champion being the best. I have to agree. Like, it looks strong on paper,
yeah,
but I do think Kingsguard is just my favorite overall.
okay,
Least favorite's double lock-in. A little bit just uh, flat line. Doesn't really do anything special and can be annoying. So I think it's my least favorite in that.
yeah, yeah. I've got to go with like my favorite. I'll want to play is definitely Megamind. Like I definitely want to like try that because I mean it just seems like you're getting a free buff for just taking a risk, right? But you really are. You're getting a free buff for just taking a risk. I'm just thinking those YOLOs, like you said, those cash out, cartel, any of those really like strong early game masterminds. with +1 gold. I know it's only 1 gold, but like that's just cartel plus a gold, right? You are already you have more income than everybody. Now I've got 1
Yep.
gold more than everybody. Same thing with
Yeah.
YOLO. I mean, that's just
You can
that's
feel the effect later on. That's for sure.
yeah.
It's just cash out the only immediate one.
hmm
That's the only thing.
Yeah. But I will cheat, and I'll probably say double lock. And to me, I know champions. I think double locking is too busted. It's not my favorite, but I'm with you. I think I'm a little worried that like we're giving 1 income to double lock in, but champion doesn't have any income or any gold. But my least liked. Maybe I don't have a least like. Nah, you said one. You said one. So I'm gonna go
Well, yeah, I'm good.
Kingsguard. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Kingsguard. Just my least liked because that's just not my play style. I think it could be good. Like watching you play it and my brain actually working this morning and actually like remembering, oh, it's actually 120 Mythium, right? It's 2 of each upgrade.
Yep.
It's just like that castle, like that chicken play. Like if people play it a different way than I'm expecting, like I said, like a fiesta or like a cartel, and you guys are both just pushing like crazy. Who cares if we leak like 33% the first 5 waves? We're gonna push.
Exactly.
We've got King already strong, but I am very worried that it's like the Tohos of the world. It's gonna go like Kingsguard Castle and just long save the shit out of me, and it's just gonna be so nasty. And like, yeah, oh, I keep leaking them. Oh, we get 2% King. Oh, we got 5% King, and then bam, they hit us wave 8 GKs for
Yep.
60% King, and it's like, oh my god, this is not fun. But
I just want to point out something to you.
okay,
All those masterminds, they all point towards don't long save me early game. Double lock-in, stable early game. Champion, stable early game. Kingsguard, stable early game. Megamind, +1 gold.
true.
So long saving early might be dissuade just because of the presence of those mastermind, which puts more emphasis into the mid game workers. So that's just a thought, but I
Yeah.
do think that we're evolving into a meta that early game will not have a lot of activity, which is a bit concerning.
All right. That's an interesting take. I like that. Well, I think we've broken them all down pretty well, and I'm Doofus. This is Shadow, and let's see how these masterminds take effect in the new season that comes out January 9th. Yeah, January 9th, new season starts. You can play these masterminds, and you can also play them in classics right now. Correct? Jules was
Yes.
playing them. Yep. All right, guys. I'm Doofus. This is Shadow. Take it easy.